Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. And did you know that Vampire Retainer is a level 2 monster? That's right. We we get to play another level 2 with deck with sprites. I don't know how I've managed to make the archetype that has a single level 2 monster playable with Sprite, but it's happened, I guess. So I'll give a quick breakdown of the deck and then I'll get into some example games. So we've got one Vampire Scarlet Scourge. You're most of the time normal summoning this, and it's a reborn for any of your vampire monsters, so it's an extender. And the same with Shadow Vampire, but it summons from the deck instead. You can summon Scarlet Scourge if you haven't level 2 locked yourself yet, but I've messed that up multiple times and it's so hard to play around. So usually you will just be summoning another copy of Retainer for your Sprite extension. Three Vampire Ghost, the best normal summon in the deck. It grabs your vampire cards from deck. It gets your Retainer in the graveyard to go nuts from there, and it gives you an extra normal, which enables you to get these extra bodies on the field for your extension, and also the name Vampire, which is important. Three Ash, we love Bloss. One Jet, one red, and one carrot and three blue, as well as the starters. I'm just going to run through the sprite package. We know what the sprite package does. It's sprites. Three vampire retainer, which is the card that brings this whole deck together. It's amazing. If it's special summon, you pay 500 to add a vampire spell or trap. Which is usually vampire domination, which is just an omni essentially. So that's great. No dark rulers or even Searsa, and it also can send a vampire card from your hand or face up field to graveyard to bring it back from the graveyard, which is how you will usually summon it and start your sprite plays. Two Vampire Familiar. We're only on two of this card because it's not a level 2. If it was a level 2, oh, this deck would. Mwah. But it searches any of your vampires, um, and it's also just another body for link plays, essentially. Three Droll because it's Droll, man. I don't know what to say. Two Talent. Two Desire, which I'm still debating on this card, but this card essentially means if you don't have a level 2 access to a level 2, this will send Retainer for you. If you and then that will get your plays going from there. So, for example, if you, I don't know, opened up something like Ash Blossom, Blue, Sprite Blue, Vampire Desire, you could normal summon Ash, Vampire's Desire, Sem Retainer, summon Sprite Blue, something like that. That's the gist of it. Pot of Prosperity to dig into our deck either for the non-engine we need or just to get plays going if our hands rough. I don't think I've needed the plays going part yet that much though. To be fair, it's mostly just grabbing a bit of non-engine. Two Sprite starter for Sprite players, and we've gone over the Sprite stuff. One Vampire's Domain, which is your extra search off Retainer if you've already grabbed Domination, because it gives you an extra normal summon and it gives you life point gain. But yeah, it's mainly just that extra normal summon, which can be used to press these guys out onto the field faster. Three Infinite Impermanence, which is just, another staple. And three Evenly. Again, Evenly's a good card. We kind of suck going second, so, I'm going to play Evenly. But yeah, so as for the extra, we got one Zeus. Yeah, this deck's good at making Zeus. One Mannequin Cat. Mannequin Cat's hilarious. If your opponent ashes you at any point, Mannequin Cat is literally any of your vampire monsters because Ash is a zombie. All the vampires are zombies. So that's hilarious interaction. And of course, it can be used on other things as well. I mean, technically, you could summon Carrot off Ash if you really wanted to. But yeah, Onibanaru Soul Sweeper, which is it's just a nice card to have in when you're running twos. Just banishes opponent's monster. So and if it is destroyed, they don't get that monster back. Two gigantic. Well, yeah, it's Sprite. We got to play some gigantics in here. A Djinn Buster, which is just a monster negate. Ninja Shadow Mosquito for making Zeus, because sometimes you will just need to make a Zeus into an opponent's board. But also, it has come up that it can't be destroyed battle and can burn, and you will see this later. Underworld Goddess for outing really tough monsters. Avramax for being Avramax. Um, he's literally probably your boss monster apart from Zeus half the time, just because he actually has attack stats. Whereas just often you're not even summoning gigantic with a link under it, so it usually is 1600. So yeah, that's kind of your big guy. We've got Vampire Fascinator. This is more flexible. I haven't had it come up as much, but you can get a monster from your opponent's graveyard. So later in the grind game, stealing an opponent's boss can be huge, and it also can take control of monsters till the end phase, which you will then use them for link plays, which is very cool. Nightmare Unicorn, we're playing IP. You should really be playing SP. I just built this deck because I was considering building it in the TCG at one point, but yeah, SP. This should be SP. Like, because we're not on access code. Not access code be the only reason to justify Unicorn a tiny bit. This is SP now. SP's a good cardboard. Play SP instead. It's literally a Link 2. But yeah, apart from that, 2 Vampire Sucker. Honestly, take one of these out. Take Unicorn out. 2 SP. SP's a good card. Did I tell you that already? Did I tell you SP's a good card? Spright Sprint, also more flexible. You'd be surprised. The only reason you really play it is if you haven't got retainer access yet and you just need to send a retainer from deck to grave. But legitimately, this card has not come up much at all, so this is way flexible. And then IP Masquerade because it's a link to the quick links on your opponent's turn, and we like link twos. Yeah. And it also is generic, so it means we get some value off of summoning these guys because obviously they can't be used for Sprite stuff. In the side deck, I mean, just adapt this however you feel. Like, I've just kind of thrown it together. 2 Nibiruth, big Bestial Package, 3 Cosmic to out Floodgates, Book of Moon because Book of Moon's a good card, and Dimensional Barrier because it deals with a fair amount of things. But again, to be honest, this side deck probably could be better with thought and adaptation for where you are. Without further ado, let's get into some games. Okay, so the first game we are up against just Spright Runic as far as we can tell at the moment. So we're going to start with a Prosp here because we haven't really got a great opener. So we're going to see what we can get. Vampire Ghost, yeah, that will do. So yeah, we can send the Desire here, and then we get to add Shadow Vampire and send Retainer. We will then use Retainer's effect here, bringing him back. Retainer will then search our Domination, insulating us against most board breakers, and we'll go for our Spright plays. We will normal summon using the Spright Blue because essentially why we've done this here is we want to do this before we lock ourselves because we wanted to summon the familiar here anyway, and Vampire Retainer will be banished when it leaves the field, so it's better to use Spright Blue because once he's actually on the field, he is just a 2. So we can still use Summon Jet and do our things, but this is better to use as Xyz material, so then it goes back to the graveyard for follow-up. So yeah, we're going to summon Vampire Familiar off our Shadow Vampire, and we get to add Spright Jet, and then we'll go for the starter to grab a Spright Red, because we don't like any sort of interaction. Not that it matters here. So we're going to go for a Gigantic into a Carrot, and we're going to end on a Sucker as well because we're feeling fairly comfortable. This is essentially two Omnis plus the Vampire Domination, another Omni, and an Infinite Impermanence. Plus we've got solid follow-up in Ghost and Familiar and Retainer. Like we could make pretty much most of our extra deck on the following turn of our choice. So they're going to go for the Dark Ruler here. Dominance, no, fuck you. Oh, you've got a second Dark Ruler. Damn, that's too bad. So they're going to go for Hugin here. We're going to go for Infinite Impermanence. Negate. They're going to go for Spright Blue. And they're going to grab Jet. And they're going to go for Jet. And then Jet Effect. And they're going to grab a Starter as well. So they're going to go into Mannequin Cat. And they're going to go for the Slumber again. Pitching the Hugin to add a Fountain. Sure. They'll summon back Shadow Vampire. And then Mannequin Cat will trigger to summon another Spright Blue. Not exactly sure why he's doing this at the moment. Spright Sprint, send Rex straight for hire. Wait, this is a for hire build? What? And then they'll go into a Gigantic to summon another Rex from deck. Rex effect. Add the Mayhem, summon back. Yeah, you're still 2 locked, mate. So they're going to go for an IP, and they're going to skip their battle phase because you're playing Runic cards. Runic cards are bad, right? Let's skip your battle phase, trash cards. Yeah, you have proceeded to activate Dark Ruler, negate our entire field, and leave our entire field to regain their effects. Congratulations. We draw a second evenly, but that doesn't matter. We're just making the plays. So we get a bunch of cards from it. We go stop the Mannequin Cat. They have to Master Arena here into a Folgo. If they're going for Underworld Goddess, that also wouldn't be a problem. Drawing Ash is just a cherry on top. So yeah, we Ash the Folgo. And yeah, that's kind of it. We would just extend. We've got Scarlet Scourge as well for Reborn. So yeah, that's just kind of your going first standard-ish sort of board. Admittedly, it was a bit of a dodgy one because our hand was opening a bit weirdly, but that's kind of roughly where you'll get going first. Right, for the long haul, next we're going second against Gravekeeper Stun. Woohoo! Let's go. So yeah, they're going to open Throne. They're going to grab Commandment. We're going to draw. We don't want that Necro Valley hitting the field until we've done a little bit. They are not going to do anything here. So they've got the Gravekeeper's Trap, and they've got Kelbeck and Dogmatic Punishment for interaction here. We're going to go for Mannequin Cat. They're going to go for the Punishment targeting Mannequin Cat. They're going to put an Intus. That's why we summon Spright Red. We'll negate the Intus so we can keep some guides on field. Then we're going to go for Retainer. Retainer here to search. And we will grab a Domain because we're going to start life point stealing because this game's going to drag on, we can already tell. So we're gonna just set our domination and pass here. We don't really know how to feel about this because it's, you know, it's like, it's whatever. They're gonna go for Kelbeck, sure. And I do not believe we milled it. We milled the Ghost, but like that, we don't really want to mill the Ghost. We wanted to mill Retainer or Familiar, if any. And our Retainer goes out of circulation, which is unfortunate. They would declare Spright starter. We draw a Vampire Ghost, sure. And we're going to go for the effect of Familiar here. Familiar will summon himself back, and then we get to search our Shadow Vampire. Shadow Vampire's effect, summon Scarlet Scourge from deck, then the Scarlet Scourge will reborn our Ghost. We're just playing Vampires at this point. And then we just get to escape with Scarlet Scourge, and we get to steal the the Spiritualist, not Commandant. And we got Sucker, Masquerena, and Scarlet Scourge. So they're going to go for Quad and the Clear Sighted, and they're going to set and activate Necro Valley Temple. And we're going to go for Masquerena into Avramax. Yeah, how are they going to out Avramax? Declare Spright starter again, sure. How are you going to out Avramax? They don't. They will simply not. So we get to this life point game is always nice in the grind. We don't know about this. Yeah, we don't know about that. So you're gonna go in. We're like, oh, why are you attacking? Ah, Imperial Tombs, sure. So yeah, Avramax will then bounce that back to the hand, luckily, and they'll add a Gravekeeper Spy. Now, any monster is lethal. Any monster that has attack points is lethal, which is highly unfortunate. But we just put them down to 100 or more on 10k life. So they're going to go for the Gravekeeper's Trap and then the Guido, Milden stuff. They hit a Retainer, but we don't really want to get rid of Domain that much at this point. We knew that was Spy, but we were just going in anyway to have it face up. They're going to pass here. This is just a draw the out scenario, and surprisingly, it's more difficult than you would think to draw the out here, but it's just not impossible. So we're just going to wait. We're chilling for now. Pot of Prosperity, yeah, let's go for it. We can dig for some answers. We only need to go for 3 here. We're not in a massive rush. Yeah, Retainer will be fine. We'll hold that for now and put our guy in defense. They're going for Card Demise. I mean, we're still technically the one that will deck out here at the moment. Damn, another loss. So we are the one in the danger zone. However, that Pot of Duality changes things. So if we want to, we can just stall it out. They're going for a Necro Valley, then they're going to shuffle back in. Ah, he knows, he knows. Then they're going to go for the Spiritualist, then go for Necro Valley again, whoop, whoop. And they're going to be over our little Scarlet Scourge. We draw Desire, and we're just going to pass it up again. And they're going to go into Supernaturalist. Everything concentrated in one body is looking a bit better for us. So, yeah. Declare for our line. She's definitely in our deck. So here, we're going to activate the Retainer in Graveyard to reborn himself, sending Domain. You might think like, oh, why do you not? We're under Necro Valley. Yeah, we got an evenly matched in hand, baby. So we're going to go to battle. We have no cards. Now your whole field goes bye-bye. And we get to do some combos. Woo! So we're going to go reborn the Scarlet Scourge. Scarlet Scourge will then bring back our Sucker. Then we can link it to Unicorn. Unicorn spin away. Yeah, we probably should have seen the Agido coming. We just pray they don't have a rank 4 that's good. That's not a rank 4 that's good, but it might do it. So we're really top decking here. So we are here. We're just passing. We've got the evenly in hand. We're just going to wait. Oh yeah, Royal Tribute. We definitely have monsters in hand. We're just going to let him dedicate some more stuff to the field. We just want him to commit essentially. Yes, draw some cards. Put yourself closer to deck out, man. Stele, yeah. I take no damage this turn. I'm chilling. End of battle phase, evenly matched. Yeah. Spright Blue is a Spright card. Now this is where we're going to activate Prosperity. Yeah, I mean, Familiar will work with the Vampire card. And then we get to go for a Spright Blue into a Ninja Shadow Armor Mosquito. Ninja Shadow Mosquito, that. So we're going to swing in. We're going to make a Zeus. The ranking 0 is now negated. We've got an infinite impermanence in the column of Exchange of the Spirit. And we're going to just Zeus them. And it's our turn. And I think Zeus is going to poke. So yeah, that. This deck is weird in the grind game because it can't push lethal fast, but if you manage your resources correctly in grind, it actually goes pretty well, I'd say. But yeah, let's go on to the last game. And finally, we're up against Darkworld, and oh boy, we're going first, and we have drawn Droll Cockbird. Sorry, I mean Droll Lockbird. Yeah. So we're going to start off with the Standing Ghost opening. We're going to go out with the Retainer will go Burr. We do have to send the Domination here, which is sad, but it's fine. Not too bothered. We don't know this is Dark World, to clarify. Now we're going to go for red here, prevent further interaction. Then we go for Desire, sending a Familiar to make Retainer level 1. Then we can go for our cheeky normal summon and Shadow Vampire summon from the deck. We were going to try and go for the play to summon a Scarlet Scourge, but we forgot we've locked ourselves. I do that a lot when playing this deck, just because I haven't played Spright cards very often. I play against it plenty, but I don't have to care about their lock apart from Gigantic when I have a nib in hand. But yeah, so we're going to go for Gigantic here and grab a carrot. We're going to set a card, and we're going to pass up. Oh, that's a card. Yeah. So we're going to draw them here. We're like, oh yeah, we've won. Then he drops Ferric Sarcophagus. Excuse me. And yeah, we negate the Sarcophagus. Your dot will play under draw when their only point of interaction is removed. So my final thoughts on deck is this is fun, this is silly, but it can't reach lethal fast enough. God, this deck's so hard to kill people with. We need more attack points. We need more puntos. Maybe I should just play some of the bigger vampires then. Maybe I should play Vampire Vamp. Anyone remember Vampire Vamp? You get to attach the opponent's monster and then gain attack points. Make lethal. Yeah, let's play Vampire Vamp in our vampire decks in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! But yeah, I think this is a good deal of fun. I just wanted to find a way to make Vampire playable again, and this isn't it. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed. If you found this useful at all, yeah, if you found this useful at all, feel free to leave a like, subscribe. I would actually appreciate any feedback on how to directly improve this deck, because I don't play with Sprite cards very often, and I don't play Vampire cards very often. Funnily enough, last time I played with them was Duel Links like 2 years ago. So any way to improve this would be appreciated. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.